Goodbye, my friend. You have been the pod. You have been a pod for me. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, a film, TV, and gaming podcast, number one in Newcastle, in fact, or so we tell ourselves. My name is Dylan, as always, with my co-host,
Mitchell, and we must be typing using every key on the keyboard because it's time for TCTP. Dona, Clotilde?
I have no idea if that worked.
I
think it must have cut out like as soon as I pushed the button.
It did.
But we'll just roll with it.
Are we sure?
Goodbye, my love.
All right, so I'm.
We're good.
All right, we're good. We're good. This happens all the time. We're pros.
Yeah.
All right. There is an old punk song. It says America stands for freedom, but if you think you're free, try walking into a deli and urinating on the cheese.
What the fuck? That's another Pauly Shore thing for sure.
Nope.
Urinating on the cheese. I'm going to move that away from you just a little tad.
No.
I have no idea what that's from.
Oh, that's Xander Cage, aka Vin Diesel in Triple X. 2002.
Have I seen Triple X?
Probably.
Yeah, I think I have.
Everybody saw it and went,
I've seen Triple X.
Pretty crap.
Yeah, I think I've seen Triple X once, and it was a long time ago, and I remember it being like just this thing that exists in a world of like other movies that are so similar to it. Like there's 1,000 of them and I just don't care.
I remember going to a friend's house when surround sound became a thing. They were like, hey, check this out. And they put on Triple X because, you know, bombastic action sounds and all that. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. Good DVD quality. Because it was like 2003.
This is back when VHS was advertising the quality of DVD sound and images. Yeah,
no, that's exactly right. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Wednesday edition of 2C3 Pod or TCTP, whatever you want to call us.
Yes.
We are Newcastle's number one film, TV, and gaming podcast, as Dylan said, and we are here for the news and review this week, as we do every Wednesday.
Absolutely.
But before we get into that, make sure you check out our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 2C3Pod.
Of course. And you can certainly find us all on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and
YouTube.
Big summer blowout.
Yes.
Very good.
Exactly.
Anyway,
all right, let's rip straight into the fresh, hot news.
Hot, concrete, hot Bernie's news. Now, James Bond is certainly running scared at the moment because the coronavirus is really fucking things up for a lot of people at the moment.
That's right. Have you got your toilet paper?
Yes, I stocked up on that with one packet like a week prior. And then Australia went fucking bananas.
Yeah.
And my local, like it's out everywhere. So those listening on whatever platform or watching outside of Australia, if you haven't been keeping up with Australian news at the moment, the entirety of the Australian boomer community.
Our country is stupid.
It's the boomers.
Is it the boomers? I thought it was I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but the immigrants. I thought they started the trend.
I don't know where it started, but I only see...
But they're the ones freaking out?
No, all the videos I've seen, I mean, we may have seen different things, but what I've seen, it's just all people 50 plus, and they're all white.
Yeah.
And
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, and
it's gone so far as people have been tasered. Yeah. There's been a dude pulling a knife. There was just at Charlestown Woolworths, my mum told me that a woman came in who works there and said that because they had to ration the rice and it was only 2 per customer, I think, and he came up with a full trolley and she's like, you can't do that. He threw a 5-kilo bag of rice at this poor fucking 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with our country?
I've heard that from more than one person.
Yeah.
You know, more than for you. You know, so at the moment,
it's fact.
Everybody, well, not everybody, but everybody, as I said, in terms of like boomer country, they're all just buying all of the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you have showers if you're that concerned about not being able to wipe your ass. You can go out in the backyard and scrape your arsehole on the lawn just like your dog does.
I was about to say that.
You know, old socks, whatever. There's plenty of alternatives. Just don't be stealing all the fucking toilet paper.
But also, I mean, if they're stocking up for an apocalyptic type event, I understand rice, but toilet paper? If it's a fucking apocalypse, I think I'm more concerned about the ravaged fucking disease people like trying to rip down my door as opposed to having a bit of shit on my ass.
Yeah.
I got a hairy butt anyway. I've probably got shit on my ass 90% of the time. I mean, Jesus. Do we really care about toilet paper that much?
Yeah, I don't know. As I said,
so stupid.
It's everybody who watches the nighttime news. Now, if you've tuned into Two's Company 3's
Current affairs and Today Tonight.
If you've tuned into Two's Company 3's a podcast for the first time, yes, we are a pop culture, film, TV, and news show.
Gaming
as well.
Yeah.
Very small.
We don't normally talk about current affairs.
No.
Okay? We're just letting you know.
But you've come to the right place for the news because we tell you how it is.
Yes.
This is fucking bonkers.
Yes.
But everybody's in hysterics. Everybody who watches the 6 p.m. news, everybody who grew up in that boomer generation where they're just sucked into all this fucking media, they're all freaked the fuck out.
See, that's the great thing. I don't watch free-to-air TV.
Neither do I.
I literally have a couple of Foxtel channels on my fetch box, and then I watch my services. That's it. I don't know what the news is, so I didn't find out for like 4 days. I'm like, what's this toilet paper gate that's going on? What's going on here? And I'm like, why is it empty?
I'm happy to know about what's happening in the world regarding the coronavirus itself to see, is it actually spreading this far out? Is it getting here, or are tabloids just saying it is to sort of spread that kind of hysteria?
The common cold's still deadlier.
Yeah, right?
It's crazy.
Cancer kills more people. But,
I'm pretty sure mosquitoes kill more people daily across the world than this fucking virus ever has.
But when you think about it, we kill more mosquitoes.
Oh, well, yeah, they deserve it. They're annoying.
They're just existing, man. They're trying to get away.
That's fine. They can exist. Go and suck the blood from the wild animals, not the civilized people who...
What we do with planet Earth is what mosquitoes do to us, so just think about that. That's what the coronavirus is for. It's trying to wipe us out as a human race, but...
Great, so next time there's like 12 mosquitoes on me, I'm just going to be like, Dylan will get mad. I can't hit them.
Either way, fellas. Anyway, we are, as I said, TV, pop culture, pop news, whatever.
Australia's world image. We go from the terrible fucking bushfires and that.
Where everybody's trying to help each other out. But
wow, poor Australia, that's terrible. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, they're fighting over toilet paper?
Yeah.
Like, man, what is wrong with our country? But anyway, here's what you came for, ladies and gentlemen. Real news out of the film, TV, and gaming world.
Yeah, and
like you said.
And there is a lot of news this week regarding the coronavirus fucking it up for a lot of people. But first, before we get down to the gaming section, James Bond has been pushed back.
Was that Bond? What? James Bond?
James Bond? That went straight off my head.
That's fine.
So the film No Time to Die.
Yes.
I missed whatever you said.
No, that's fine. You'll hear
the film No Time to Die has been reportedly moved back to, I think, November.
November, from an April release all the way back to November because of coronavirus.
Yeah. Now, there's a few different reasons that I could dig up as to why. It's not necessarily for health concerns. It's not about the film dragging people out to the cinema and they may contract it. It's literally because they're scared that people may not go to the cinema.
That's right.
And not make the money, but especially in China, because China is a huge cinematic market, and China's the ones that's copping it really bad at the moment.
Exactly. It's all about the dollary dues at the end of the day. And who produces these? Is it 20th Century?
Well, I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't. It's Paramount.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But either way, it's just purely because it comes down to the dollar figures. They're worried that they're not going to get the numbers because James Bond, I believe the number was about, I think all the previous James Bond films, they rely about 70% from international markets, 30% from America. Yeah. So they're not concerned about America. They know they'll get the audiences there, but that's not where the money is for James Bond in particular.
Yeah, that's right.
Being a $250 million film, they know that they need the people outside of the US, more particularly, like you said, China's a huge market for James Bond.
Yeah. And there's no way that they could still make the same amount of cash if they release it in like lesser coronavirus-ridden countries like Australia and America and places like that, and then release it in places like China later on. Mm-hmm. Because like that's that market that we just said that people swarm towards. Now, other films are still making their normal release date.
Yes.
But obviously they're not as worried about the total box office. And James Bond, it being the last Daniel Craig, they kind of need this one to succeed in some level.
Big time, yeah.
And even if it did come out and it literally did bomb because of the virus, not because of the film itself or whatever reason, it would still be classed as a bomb, and they want to avoid that at all costs.
Absolutely. And I, as much as this is all the studio's decision, I also feel like Daniel Craig would be like, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Push it back. That's cool.
I just want to know what it's competing with. Did they say it was coming out?
It would have been the big one for the weekend that it was, but it was coming out in April.
No, but I want to know what it's competing against in its new release date.
So November. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Well, I imagine they would have definitely picked a quiet weekend and hopefully not the Thanksgiving weekend. Well, if they did that, they would fuck up big time because
November
that's Disney
25.
Pixar time. November 25.
Yeah.
That is close to Thanksgiving, actually.
Yeah. I have no idea when Thanksgiving is. But,
well, actually, they may have done that for a reason. Now that's the new number one ticket come Thanksgiving in America.
And it does have a budget of $250 million. Exactly. So, and it's Universal.
Didn't you say Paramount Universal? Yeah. I said Paramount. I fucked up.
Yeah, my bad. Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, let's be honest. That's not the biggest setback from this virus in the film world.
No, definitely not. There's
another one that's been rescheduled because of what
absolute heartbreak.
Oh, my God. I don't want to say it, Dylan. Can you?
Yeah. Tiny rodent fans will be very upset with this one.
No, stop.
Peter Rabbit.
Oh, my God. Peter Rabbit the Runaway is running away from the coronavirus.
The sequel to the latest sequel to the Peter Rabbit franchise.
I know.
It's being rescheduled because of the...
Perfectly titled Runaway because they're running away.
Yeah.
But either way, that's also been pushed back, but who gives a crap? Because
what did I have in my notes? It said Peter Rabbit's sequel is also pushed back because of the virus, but who cares about that, right?
Exactly. So looking on to the next news, we have our boy.
Our boy
James
is back
Wan
in town. Absolutely.
Is next on the list for producing monster movies for Universal.
Absolutely. Now, off the massive success, obviously, that Universal is recognizing from The Invisible Man, from Lee Winnell, Man of the Week last week, his good friend and 2C3 pod favorite, James Wan, has been signed on, essentially, to produce, though.
Yeah,
produce only. He's not going to be directing or writing the films.
That's got to be when you know you've made it as a director.
As I said in the notes, he's swinging the biggest dick in Hollywood right now, basically. Like, he's up there, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. With the fact that he does such big blockbuster films directing, and then he signs a contract to just produce movies.
Yep.
Oh, man. He's got to be loving life right now.
That's kind of like Spielberg.
And he's engaged to a gorgeous woman and they're getting married later in the year. Oh, he's killing it.
So am I. That's a good feeling. What's
James?
Today?
Not quite, man. Not quite.
Not quite.
Next week will be less than a month.
Absolutely. Yeah, but so after the success of The Invisible Man, Universal has, as I said, recognized that success from Lee Winnell, and Lee Winnell and James Wan, obviously good buds, so they must recognize that. But the reason he's only producing is because he's a busy man. We're still waiting on him to finish Malignant, which is his next film. But after that, apparently the slate of James Wan is Aquaman 2.
And I imagine that would basically be like a 2-year booking for him.
It'd be massive.
Like
because
the
that's
pre-production, everything else, all the filming, and then he's in the editing room the whole time as well.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, so he's completely booked out. But I'm totally fine with him just getting tacked on as a producer.
I know, right? Usually it's like, get involved, do something a bit more.
No,
but like this guy's like, no,
but James Wan's resume literally warrants it. When you see him involved in any way, it is a positive. Yep. So it doesn't matter that it's only producing, and that's just a big plus. Universal,
I'm just wondering what monster films it's coming, because I know.
Oh, so you didn't read 4 notes down that I added.
No, I did not.
After the success of The Invisible Man, Blumhouse is set to tackle another Universal Pictures monster movie with a new Dracula adaptation.
I was about to say, I wonder if it's Dracula, because the BBC has just had a Dracula TV series.
Netflix. On Netflix. Yes.
Which I haven't watched. Apparently, is quite good. There was a billboard that went around the internet for a while. Did you see that?
No.
So it was like Dracula. And on the left-hand side of the billboard, I encourage you to Google this right now, just like Mitch is.
Yep.
On the right-hand side of the billboard, there was just knives sticking out of it. But at night time, when the sun went down, there was a light that came on, and the knives make the shadow of Dracula's face.
That's
How creative is that?
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really clever. Yeah. Man, I love marketing geniuses.
Yeah, like a lot of the time marketing is really boring, but then you see things like that, you think, how is that even allowed, for starters? 2, that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. But no, like Dylan said, it's just a really cool looking billboard with like 3D knives sticking out of it and blood running down and that. And then, there's the shot of it at nighttime, and all of a sudden, silhouette of Dracula. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's great. But
I'm not overly familiar with Dracula. I know I'm familiar with kind of what he is, like
Nosferatu.
The original Nosferatu, the 1920 film Nosferatu is literally my favorite adaptation so far.
Yeah.
Because I've seen others sort of come and go, and there's been kind of silly, wanky, posh, weird versions of Dracula where they're all sexy. 1922. All right. Geez, that's earlier than I thought. But that's what makes that movie so scary, is because it's like older video games for me. I play horror games from the 90s, and because it's so pixelated and fucked up, it's kind of more scary than it is now.
Yeah.
But just like those older films, like they're nightmare inducing.
Oh, yeah.
But Dracula, it'd be cool to see a really vampiristic Dracula.
Exactly. That's what I'm so excited about. And I know it's Blumhouse is being given the green light to produce it and stuff, and it's a Universal picture.
Yeah.
Man, I hope they get Lee Winnell for this.
Well,
he's got that.
All we can say is if James Wan is producing, let's hope that Lee Winnell... Well, we don't
know that yet either.
Well, that's... Okay, so let me rephrase. Let's hope if James Wan does get the job of producing Dracula, that Lee Winnell does get the opportunity to either write and or direct.
Yes.
And that... Imagine... Like, I know that Anthony and Joe Russo just took over the Avengers franchise.
Yeah.
Imagine how great it would be if the Dark Universe from Universal was headed by fucking James Wan and Lee Winnell.
Dude, you're
the
wrinkling
Australian
my brain.
Melbourne uni students who made Saw 20 years ago.
On a shoestring $1 million budget,
Yeah.
shot it in 24 days, I believe.
Yeah.
$1 million budget and it made over 100 million.
Yeah.
Like that was their first feature film.
And
Like,
I know
that's
all
where they came from.
I know all directors, all musicians, everybody who's big now in the arts and crafts and filmmaking and production of any kind, they all start small somewhere.
But they're not from Melbourne.
They're not from Melbourne.
Exactly.
They're not from Australia.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
No, absolutely. But it's exciting the fact that Universal's like invested in these monster
Yeah.
movies. It's exciting that they've like partnered up with Blumhouse and said,
Yep.
all right, you guys are good to produce
And they're
Dracula.
they're not throwing millions and millions of dollars at it like they did with The Mummy. That's what.
yeah.
I mean, as you said, it's good to see that they're invested, and it's like, yeah, it's because they own the rights. But after the Mummy reboot,
Yeah.
you know, they've obviously realized like bigger budgets and bigger names isn't the way to go.
No.
And I listened to a podcast recently that explained, didn't really explain, but it was just discussing the Invisible Man like we do.
Yes.
And they said, like, having a smaller... They made a really good point that I think everybody kind of thinks about, but nobody really expresses, that you can get away with more creativity with a lesser budget.
Yes.
Because you have to think a bit harder on how things are going to play out.
Exactly,
And I
that's
think that's
right.
what Lee Winnell and James Wan, when he's not doing Aquaman, or even when he is doing Aquaman,
No, I was gonna
he
say,
knows
yeah.
exactly what he's doing.
Well, see, even then with Aquaman, I mean, that's still probably a $100 million movie.
I don't know what the budget is, but yeah, still massive.
Say
Yeah.
roughly around
Just
that.
because of
but-
those special effects.
But that still made bank, man.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
still, you look at the direction and that, not only that, the dude had to work with underwater and have that visual effect of
Yeah.
like constantly being underwater. I mean,
Well, that's the thing.
that's a challenge in its own right. And
Yeah.
It took them a while.
Yeah, and obviously that's entirely green screen. But the fact that
Yeah.
they had to animate every single hair follicle, they also made the voice sound like underwater as well. That's
Yep.
one thing that a lot of people were surprised about with that
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
But I remember overhearing people around me at work when that film came out, Aquaman was still on the subject, they were going, oh, I didn't really like it because it was kind of silly. There was a part where they were going to war and there was like sea dragons against crabs and there was an octopus playing the drums. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, if you went into Aquaman thinking this was going to be a serious film, you're already not going to enjoy it. It's like
Yeah.
going to a restaurant thinking all day you're going to have a nice juicy steak and you order a chicken. You wanted the steak.
Yeah, that's right.
If you go into Aquaman wanting BVS,
Yeah.
like Batman vs Superman, that more serious tone, you're not going to get it. It's called Aquaman. The guy talks to fish.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah.
Fucking right. Anyway, yeah.
Raging over Aquaman. Welcome to 2C3 Podcast.
I love that
Yeah.
movie.
No.
As silly as it is.
I didn't, but you know that's not
Yeah.
my cup of tea.
That's right. You know, like I can't explain.
I went opening day, Boxing
Yeah.
Day, gold class to go and see it because it's James Wan.
Yeah.
I wanted to support my boy.
Yeah.
And I could see visually it's outstanding, but it's just not my story.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I heard the people making those comments from middle-aged women.
Oh, God.
That's why I'm sitting there thinking, why did you go see this?
Jesus,
But James
sorry.
Momoa?
Sorry,
I get it.
sorry.
James Momoa, sorry? Yeah.
Yes, which that was the most ridiculous part of the movie. The opening scene. Yeah, exactly. Dun, dun.
I
Oh,
loved it.
man.
But hey, we got Wonder Woman to look forward to. But we also have Dracula in the works.
That's
and
right. That's very exciting. And I just love that this interconnecting world right now with Blumhouse, Universal, James Wan, Lee Winnell,
Yep.
exclusive signed first deal and exclusive producer rights
Yeah.
here. I just love that this is all connecting, and I reckon we're going to have some fantastic fucking films coming soon.
On the back of that, though, I love how it is connecting in the production side.
Yes.
I hope to fuck that it doesn't connect cinematically.
Yes, no, that's
Keep
right.
the movies individual.
I think The Invisible
Yeah.
Man is the perfect example that it's not.
Yeah.
That they are going to say, all right, you do you, that's fine. Just
Yeah.
know
Now
that
do
it's
this other
our money.
film which has no relation, just make a great film.
Exactly.
That's what's going. Learn from DC and Warner Brothers right now because they're
Yes.
making individualized movies. But what else did we have on the list?
That's right.
Emperor Ming
Yes.
and Blofeld from one of the very early Bond films
Max von Sydow.
has passed away.
Yes.
Now, I didn't want to say sadly passed away because the dude crushed it his entire
Oh, yeah.
career and he lived until 90.
100%, man.
Yeah, so
100%.
he lived 90 years to his full potential. So he has
Yep.
unfortunately passed away. But I
Yes.
don't want to say sadly because we should be celebrating the fact that this guy killed it
Exactly.
from start to finish.
That's right. No, 100% that's right. And
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar with him as a lot of people, but I do
Neither am I,
very
but I do
fondly
yeah.
remember him from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The Exorcist playing Father, I can't remember the last name, but the best thing
I know
about
it's in
that
here
movie,
somewhere. Yeah.
the best thing about that though is the dude was 44 when he did that, and they put
Yeah.
prosthetics on him to make him look like he was about 80.
Yeah.
And fun little fact, he like nailed it at that, and the prosthetics were so good. He struggled to get work for a while afterwards because everyone thought he was too old.
Really?
Everyone thought he was an old man. He was 44.
Yeah,
he was not old at all, but because of the amazing I didn't know they were prosthetics at the time when I saw
didn't know that
Exodus.
either. No.
Exactly. But you think about it, it was made in 1973 or something like that, 1972.
I love the stories about The Exorcist and that movie and how the trailer got banned because it caused people seizures and how everybody just got...
It fucked a lot of people up, man.
And the funny thing is, I know that I talk about how much I love horror films and I've always watched horror films and played horror games, but I only watched The Exorcist for the first time maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So fairly recent.
Yeah.
Taylor got me to watch it.
Yeah.
And I sat down, I was like, I really have to see this. It wasn't kind of like a movie that I was avoiding because of its age. I was like,
No.
I need to see this iconic piece of film.
Yeah.
And there were things in it that I didn't expect to see because I didn't do a lot of research before that, like the flashing devil face that gradually comes through. There's
What about the crucifix?
There's just certain things in that film that films don't do today or ever have before or after.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to go on the lines of there's things like the crucifix that you wouldn't get away with today, because of course you would.
No, of course, if it's that in that setting.
Yeah, but there's certain like cinematic style that this film was made with that just doesn't happen anymore, and anything prior to that. So it was very unique, and I loved the fuck out of it.
No, yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. But not only that, just the amazing thing about that film is the fact that it's so brutally apparent to its cause.
Yeah,
but it was so critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Because it is a great film. And I just love that when a film crosses all of those fucking lines. A la kind of Parasite, how it had quite a bit that crossed the line a little bit and was a bit like
where
left
the
field.
kid says he saw a ghost and you saw the eyes come up. That's Parasite, by the way.
Yeah.
That scene scared me. I was like, holy shit, that's impactful.
No, that's right.
That's what I love about these kind of films.
As in people can push that aside and not just go, oh, it's torture porn. Oh, it's this. No. Oh, it's graphic. No, it's a great fucking movie.
This is a film.
And that's what this was. And sorry,
you're right.
He was a major part of that.
Yeah.
And that's where I fondly remember Max from.
Yeah. This film is a magnificent piece of art surrounded by a line, your mother sucks cocks in hell. The fact that you can turn that into a award-winning film.
Exactly. A critically acclaimed film that has gone down as a classic.
Yeah.
And it's been what, almost 50 years since that movie came out, and it's still revered.
And I love that. I think both of us can safely say that we've seen almost every single exorcism movie after that.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is The Exorcism of them.
Yeah. And I've sat through some shit ones.
Oh, there are a lot of rubbish ones.
Almost all of them.
Yeah. The Exorcism of Emily Rose is probably my favorite.
Yep.
Because it was one of the earlier ones, and I liked the fact that there was multiple demons happening all at once. That was cool. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. There was
that's how forgettable they are.
There's a really good exorcism scene in VHS 2. You've still got my Blu-ray copy of that.
Yeah.
I know I've said it before. I still haven't even watched High Tension.
I know.
So I'm not getting upset with you, but I'm saying you should watch it.
Hey, we'll be able to talk about that on At Home With one day, because we will eventually sit down and watch the movies that we've traded. We can
do a strictly horror series of At Home.
We've got to do that, man. We've got to do that.
So Max von Dow
you mentioned the all the exorcism films since, and I think you were getting to the point that nothing's even come close. Was that what you were getting towards? How many have come since, and then
there's been so many.
Still doesn't get to that.
The Exorcist. Yeah. Just even the title stands out.
That's exactly
we've all seen the images, the little girl in the makeup and she's got all the prosthetics on. We've seen
fantastic.
All that.
The vomit. Yes, we've seen all that. Vomit, but anyway, rest in peace, Max. Not sad, because like you said, should be celebrated, the career that this dude had,
from start to finish,
kept it up for so freaking long.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
No. All right, moving on to the next one. We've already done the Invisible Man that I jumped ahead to, but
but there's one that you were very toasty.
One. So we have
hot burny
good news today.
That only came out about half an hour before recording.
Oh man, and I got so excited in my pants. So basically, if you're a regular listener, you know that we have the hit list that we just like to talk about. There's no physical list, but we should make a physical list.
We should,
where we have our
number 1 countdown of things and blah blah blah.
Number 10. But and the original hit list member himself, Kumail Nanjiani, who has undergone a ridiculous body change over the last 12 to 18 months.
Yep.
My lord, he reenacted a few famous movie scenes for a photo shoot for Men's Health magazine.
Yeah, he said while his body is still in that tip-top shape, he wanted to make the most of it by reenacting some classics.
Just the last thing I added here. Oh, my lord, talk about moist.
Oy.
Now, if you haven't seen these, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat when you get the chance to. I recommend you Google Kumail Nanjiani.
I have the Wolverine one up right now.
Oh, my God.
So one of the images is Kumail Nanjiani, however you pronounce his first name. Apparently it's Kumail. I say Kumail as well.
Yeah, I know. I've heard other celebrities like Anthony Jeselnik is a good friend of his. I listen to his podcast and he's mentioned Kumail a few times, but I'm like, nah, Kumail sounds better.
Yeah.
I'm an ignorant Aussie.
There's a particular pose he's doing where he's got the Wolverine claws on. He's in the backdrop. He's in the same famous setting of Hugh Jackman in The Wolverine where he was his most shredded. And I look at this and I think, if I look at this critically from a certain standpoint and you ignore the goofy kind of face that Kumail Nanjiani kind of has,
so you're looking at this going, he could be Wolverine.
He's a contender. Like, I don't think he ever will because now he's in the Eternals.
But the chest hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, he's got the right amount of body hair. He's got that masculine, not bodybuilder, but like really fit, thick kind of physique.
Yeah.
And dude's got the face for it now because once you like cut all the weight and you put on some muscle, your jawline starts to shapen up.
Yeah.
You get a bit more gruff and handsome and rugged is the word I'm saying.
Definitely. And he's definitely more rugged. The only thing would be the voice at this stage for me. Picturing him, I can see that and go, damn, that is a good Wolverine.
Yeah.
But I feel like the voice, I haven't seen him in enough aggressive roles.
Yeah.
Like whether he could come across
that's
seriously.
The thing. Like, that's why I don't think he'll ever will be because of his voice. He's got to play a different kind of role.
Of course.
In saying that, Wolverine in the comics is like 4 foot tall or 5 foot tall. He's really short, but apparently he also does. I may get crucified for this because I've listened to like the Wolverine, like the Lost Trail podcast where they have like a live voice actor like playing as Wolverine, and I've seen Hugh Jackman in the movies and all that kind of deep, rugged kind of Bubba voice.
Yeah.
Apparently in the comics, though, if I remember this correctly, he does have kind of a squeaky kind of high-pitched kind of voice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So maybe he could get away with it.
So he
but
could do
whether
something
the audience would accept that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Now people are so used to this macho kind of man.
Exactly. You've had Hugh Jackman for, 15, 20 years playing that character? So, I mean, no. But
I like the Die Hard one.
I was going to say, there's also the Die Hard one, which just looks funny because of his face. Yeah. But again, he looks shredded as fuck. My personal favorite is the American Psycho one because I love that movie. And you've got Christian Bale skipping rope and that, and then you go to Kumail Nanjiani.
This is just him though working out. I like the one where I think it's Top Gun where he's playing volleyball. He's got the glasses on, and his eyebrows come over the top, and he's got his bicep. Like, dude, like he can play the muscular man now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how great is that?
Like, no, exactly. And that's the thing with the roles that he has coming out. I can't remember the name of that one that we had in Trailer Park about a month or two ago. Oh, the funny one with
it was a romantic comedy between him and. The black woman. What's her name?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't remember.
But you can tell he was in shape in that film because of his
but that's
jaw.
the thing. And I'm glad that film's coming out to show that it doesn't matter about the body. No. He's still a funny motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the exciting thing.
I reckon if you were to be hired to be in a Marvel, like I reckon 95% of him in this Eternals film is going to be him wearing a costume.
Yeah,
there may be one scene where he's shirtless, but he's an Eternal, so like he doesn't really need to be fit for starters. So he would have been like, "Hey, Hollywood, I'm going to get paid for this movie.
Yeah.
Can I use some of this money to just get myself shredded?"
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
If you were given like $1 million and you're going to be on TV, you would use 1,000 of that to get a diet. Like a trainer.
Dude, I'd if it was $1 million to be on TV, I'd invest 10, 15, 20,000 in personal trainer. Like I would go all out.
That's what these people do.
Exactly.
You know? Of course you would. So Kumail Nanjiani, man, you're still sexy as hell, and these photos are just magnificent.
And he has opened up a whole new world for his career with the body transformation. Absolutely. But so it's just exciting. He's a big favorite of ours. We've seen him in how many films now for DTC? At least 2 now.
Stuba, and then he was in. I can't even think of the name of it. Men in Black. He was the little porn piece.
No, he's killing it at the moment. I mean, he was just in Doolittle as well. So
was he? Oh, he was a voice.
Yeah, of course he was.
A lot of people were in Doolittle. Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
But don't blame us, even though we broke the news first.
We did.
All right, moving on. I think it's time for some gaming topics, Dylan.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ba-bam.
This is the one I put in first because it's a little mix of gaming/movie news.
Yes, that's fine.
Have you heard of a video game? You've surely heard of the video game Last of Us?
No, not at all. The one with Ellen Page?
No, doesn't have Ellen Page in it at all, but she got really upset about it.
I know, that was the joke. All right, keep going.
Around the same time, there was another video game.
Sorry. Yes.
There was another video game which actually did have Ellen Page in it.
Ah, right.
And people are like, is that the one? You know, so like you saying that is a fairly valid comment because...
Okay, well, no, I meant it as a joke because I knew she got upset about Ellie, the character
likeness.
in The Last of Us. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, The Last of Us is a magnificent third-person post-apocalyptic...
The second one got pushed back, but it's coming out soon, isn't it?
Yes, very soon. And
I think next month?
I don't know. I'll look into that.
It was March or April, I believe.
I'll look into that in the next topic.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
Next topic is all about E3 and the celebrations of games coming out this year, but also that's getting pushed back. But we'll talk about that. But The Last of Us is a magnificent magnificent post-apocalyptic zombie game, essentially, where you control Joel, who's an older gentleman, essentially, who lost his family during the outbreak of this virus, who then stumbles across many, many, many years later the young girl. I forgot her name now.
Ellie.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, because remember we discussed this a while ago.
Now I'm thinking
Ellen Page got really
Ellen,
upset because she looks so similar, and then you're like, oh, and her name's Ellie, by the way, and I'm like, wow, they just copied her whole personality.
Now I'm kind of confusing myself. Anyway,
no, you're right.
Anyway, they've discovered that she's immune to this thing, so therefore they're on the trek to try and find a way to extract what's within her to cure the human race. But it turns out
they're going to farm her.
Essentially, they're going to these people so she kind of can be farmed, but then they find out that they've got worser intentions for her. Milk her, Jesus.
What?
It's really heart-throbbing. It's a magnificent game. Anyway, as you said, the second one is coming out relatively soon, but
May 29th. I just looked it up.
Excellent. Yep. It is PlayStation exclusive, so I recommend anybody with a PlayStation to definitely play it, regardless of what kind of genre you're into. Except if you're under 15, it might scare you. But there's a HBO TV show in development.
That's pretty damn cool.
But
I love a good game adaptation.
The cooler thing about this is that it's created by the guys who made Chernobyl.
Oh, that is a good team.
One of the best TV shows that I've watched in the last 10 fucking years. And
except coming from a guy who hasn't seen Breaking Bad. But exactly.
I get that.
No. Don't go down that road, man. You'll lose.
Listen. The reason I watched Chernobyl is because it was short. It's a mini-series.
No, I get that. Yeah.
But it had me Googling and researching and listening to audiobooks about Chernobyl for like 3 weeks after watching it. I was just invested with how great that fucking production was.
That's cool for an impact, like a TV show or a film ever to have an impact like that makes you go, damn, I want to know more. You know?
Yeah, but The Last of Us director Neil Druckmann will collaborate with Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin, who's a really interesting guy, to create this. But not only that, apparently, as I said, like The Last of Us director Neil Druckmann, he's the director of the video game. He's going to be working with the production. Now, I believe this is going to be one of the very first, or probably the only, video game adaptation which actually has people who made the game involved.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's true. That does not happen very often.
Not at all. You know, like they obtain rights and then the video game companies go like, hey, here's things you can use. And then
they're like...
Well, they go, okay, this is all we've got. Doom Annihilation, for example. I know I bring it up every week, but they could only use rights essentially from Doom 3 and prior, which that game came out in 2004. So nothing after that. That's why people will kind of feel like this is a different tone. It's like, yeah, well, it kind of had to be.
No, but not only that, it also nailed the basic plot of Doom.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, it's a schlocky B-level movie, but it's fucking great.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Tony Giglio. We still love you, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But, so this is one of the
exciting.
interesting stories is that, you know, this is actually going to have that direct involvement, and knowing the kind of TV shows that Chernobyl is and the kind of stories that Craig Mazin can tell. I'm keen. I'm watching this.
That's very damn exciting. This is definitely one that I haven't played the game. I probably should. I own a PlayStation exclusively.
Do you own it though?
What, the game?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, if I owned it, I would have had a chance.
Yet, have you?
No, well, dude, 6 months, everyone forgot about that. But no, this is definitely a TV show that I would be happy to check out. Absolutely.
Everybody saw the videos of Norman Reedus' character in that video game just falling over.
Yeah.
Did you see those?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's carrying all the stuff and he just trips over and everyone goes, that doesn't look fun at all.
Exactly.
Like, you're surrounded by nothing.
I know.
You trip over and that's
the thing. I heard mixed reviews and stuff, but then I heard that it was great. And then I didn't add it to the notes, but Norman Reedus has said that he's in talks with, what's his name?
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima about being in the next one and more and stuff like that.
There's rumors
he's really into acting in video games.
Hey,
it's probably easy.
It pays, you know.
It's
like he's
fucking easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Just mocap it all.
Yeah, just do this for like 5 minutes, and they're like, "Yeah, we got you movements."
Yeah, we'll do the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll scan your head for a face likeness. But E3 is happening relatively soon. Maybe. It hasn't been fully confirmed that it has been cancelled, though, but there are a lot of sources saying that due to the coronavirus, that E3 2020, the Electronic Entertainment Expo...
Damn you, toilet paper.
Yes. Is going to be canned this year, which is...
Canned toilet paper? Oh, you're funny, man. We're getting to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
That one was for mine.
Yeah.
Did you hear me? I said, yeah.
That's for mine.
I said bottom.
Your bottom.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we talking about? So
sorry,
E3...
we're being asses.
Every year, E3 is to celebrate the latest and greatest in video game technology and games and consoles and whatever else and all of that jazz. And this year would have been quite beefy because there's
definitely
the upcoming slate of video games. You've got Doom, you've got Last of Us, you've got Cyberpunk 2070.
Not only that, consoles
and next gen consoles, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox.
But PS5 they don't go to E3 anymore, do they?
No,
exactly. So that one doesn't matter. But still, E3 is the biggest day for gaming in the year, and it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, because now, fair enough. We talked earlier about things not happening because it may not earn money. Yeah. This is kind of having two of those happening. Like, fair enough, people may not go to it because they're concerned, but at the same time, they probably don't want to bring everybody together and make everybody sick anyway.
That's
you
right.
know, so there's a few different ways that this could be canned. Recently, there was the Arnold Classic, which is like your annual bodybuilding sports show, which they said that they were going to skip, but it still happened.
Yeah.
You know, I saw that people won. I'm not sure if the expo was as big as it usually is. Yeah. But it still went ahead. So.
I assume there's going to be a lot of these big corporations, big sporting events and stuff like that. Over in Europe, they're starting to play soccer games in front of empty stadiums.
Yep.
Like, I understand it all, but at the same time, it's going to have this effect until people finally realize, oh, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal if you're under 50. It's okay. You know? Like,
or if it, goes away like the rest of them. We'll see.
That's right. I'm sure there'll be a cure soon if there already is, and like they'll figure it out. But either way, I also added on, did you see that after that,
TwitchCon has been cancelled
in Amsterdam.
Has been cancelled because of the virus.
In the Netherlands, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crossed its way from sporting events to the gaming realm to, I assume, film as well with the pushback of the films. This is just something we've got to deal with, I guess. Like, these kind of things are going to happen when the world goes this fucking crazy and is desperate for a wipe. You know?
I was hoping that we weren't going to have to report on it because, with this podcast, we try to escape reality for a little while.
Exactly.
And for the viewers and listeners as well to be able to just step aside from whatever is happening on the
crazy
news.
Shit. You've heard every opinion there is about all the current affairs. You don't need ours, but unfortunately, it all intertwines into real things. And I know we carried on about it at the start of the episode, which we normally never would, but when it's this impactful in the realm that we're trying to tackle with film and games,
it's James Bond mention it. May not be happening. And Peter Rabbit may not be happening. E3 may not be happening. TwitchCon.
It's not happening.
Not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you know what is happening, though?
They got a few golden nuggets of jokes, though.
I'm sure they did get some nuggets. I'm trying to think of them, but they're not coming.
Oh, well, nuggets.
I just can't squeeze them out,
no, exactly. All right. We need to take a laxative and get this shit done.
Let's get this shit done.
Lord.
Anyway, speaking of shit.
You say.
Call of Duty has a brand new game coming out, completely free to play.
It's out now.
Yeah. Called Call of Duty Warfare, and it's a free Warzone. Yep, whatever. Anyway, they Call of Duty always call their things Warfare something rather.
Of course they do.
Anyway, it's a free to play battle royale mode with crossplay. You apparently, rumor, it may be true, it may be not. I haven't actually confirmed this, but you may not need a PlayStation Online subscription to be able to play it.
Oh, okay.
But you still need Xbox Live if you're playing it on an Xbox.
See, I imagine that you would, and also the online subscriptions have become the norm. Yeah. So I mean, anybody without an online subscription, surely they're not like, yay, a game for me, and then they go and get it and it's like, oh, you do need one. That doesn't matter. Right. That's not news, dude. Come on.
But essentially being a free-to-play battle royale game, they can obviously do it. It's a 101 gigabyte download, so it seems to me it's
that's what I forgot to do. I was running late today, and I was planning on getting this started, so by the time I got home, it'd be ready to go have a go, but
I'll do the same thing, and we'll play.
Fuck yeah, dude. And we can Twitch stream.
Get the time. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that on the weekend.
I know you did, and I was like, I want to do it again. I haven't done it in so long. Twitch.tv/Dylan_TCTP and Twitch.tv/Mitchell_TCTP. we might get on the gaming again soon.
Yeah,
so head on over there and subscribe.
I had the
Xbox
Xbox and everything set up over there. Tried to get the microphone. It wasn't happening, so I just had the microphone from that headset. It did fine. It was fine.
No, exactly. I've got my headset in the game. It doesn't matter.
Speaking of like playing things online, I mean, we'll talk about the Call of Duty thing in a moment.
We'll get there, but we like rabbit holes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And buttholes.
And yeah, rabbits buttholes. But apparently you may not need a PlayStation subscription to play this, but you do need one with Xbox Live. Mm-hmm. But the other contender in this is PC.
Yeah, right.
You don't need online subscription with PC games because it's all connected.
There's a reason that the big streamers and big gamers are basically all PC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's many reasons, but that is certainly one of them.
Yeah,
you know? And soon enough, after my wedding, I will be as well because I do plan to buy and build one. You know, me and CJ from Getting the Queue, he's helped me like build a PC.
Absolutely.
So that way I can do those sort of things and stream properly without having to fuck around, you know, because this thing just can't handle it.
It'll stream properly like when I have to sit on my coffee table because the camera's attached to my TV and I don't have a computer. So but maybe after your maybe I will look at it. I'm not going to do that.
Anyway, but like, that'll do it.
Oh, will it?
Yeah.
There you go.
I can help you with that. But anyway.
No, I'm good.
But that's one thing I'm excited about is that no more like online subscriptions to play these things. But then I thought to myself, when was the last time I played an online multiplayer?
No, that's right. Exactly. Fortnite, when I showed you like season 8, 7, like a while ago. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So I really don't do it enough anymore because I'm so busy, but I do want to get into this.
I had a look at the few of the clips today because the big streamers, obviously they get paid to go and play it first and hashtags partner, that kind of thing. It looks pretty damn fun, man.
Does it look anything like the Call of Duty Black Ops 4?
I don't know.
Warzone? Or,
I don't know. I own Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and I didn't play it.
Yeah,
right. Oh, no, I did for like a little bit. No, it looks a lot darker, grittier. Have you got the article open? Because there's a screenshot there. Yeah, but you come in on the parachute and that, and while you've got the parachute, you can let go of it and fall a bit faster, but use your gun.
Shoot people,
and but then you've got to hold back on because if you let go, you will literally fall to your death.
That's cool.
That's a cool little feature there. But no, it just looked. I mean, being a big Fortnite fan, as most of the listeners know, I'm always happy to check out a new Battle Royale game. So
that's it. I mean, same sort of thing will happen. Like, you know, people will play this and then they'll probably just go back to their originals. But who knows? It may be good because, you know, the last Battle Royale that Call of Duty had, I think it was Black Ops 4. Yeah. It was okay.
No, they definitely did.
It was an amalgamation of all the classic Black Ops maps that you're used to.
Exactly.
And the gameplay from that game. But I didn't really like the gameplay in that. Like, I liked previous Call of Duties, but there was something about it I just couldn't get it right. But after the Call of Duty, after the recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare just the new one, they've overhauled the mechanics and everything. So I have a feeling that this is going to be quite intense. Yeah, and I'm really keen to give it a go.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say that a lot about.
Was this in the works and everyone knew it was coming?
I don't know. I think I only found out about this yesterday.
Exactly. Exactly. And the best part about it, if there was no word about it and they just dropped it, they literally just dropped it with just this amazing tweet. #Warzone, free to play for everyone, dropping tomorrow, March 10th. Yeah. #free Call of Duty.
And that's how it should be.
That's it. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, that's a pretty good announcement just to randomly drop on people.
Yeah.
Here's our brand new free Battle Royale game. Yeah. So, I'm definitely keen to check that out. 101 gigabytes doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but...
Yeah, I mean, you set it up to download the night before and you can play it the following afternoon.
Lucky.
If you're in Australia for downloading.
Yeah, right. I know, unfortunately, our internet. But I've only got 3 games on my PlayStation at the moment. Fortnite. I've got Minecraft for my son.
Yep.
And Goat Simulator.
I've played that. It's so bad.
It's so bad good. But, I've only got... No.
It's just bad.
Dude, the tongues. Tongues. Come on.
I had it with Xbox Game Pass. I played Goat Simulator.
Yeah, it was on the PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
I also tried Farming Simulator.
Oh, really? Why? That one's... I was going to say, that one's literally just farming, isn't it?
Well, it's not
but you're farming as a human. I already don't like myself. I don't want to be somebody else. I'd rather be a fucking goat.
But you know how bad sort of the worlds are built in Goat Simulator? How everything looks like a glitch. Like every corner of the world looks like a glitch.
Minecraft has better graphics.
Yeah. Farmers Simulator is like the same thing. I was like, how does this... I get it. I mean, I know exactly why it exists, but at the same time, how does it exist?
Oh, I don't know, man.
And people buy it.
It's like Roblox. Have you seen Roblox gameplay?
I see little kids walk. Get it. I've never actually looked at it. Isn't it Minecraft or similar to it?
It's like Minecraft, but just it's probably the same. Probably
so
different.
You're saying Minecraft is Lego and Roblox is like Mega Blocks? Mega Blocks? It's like,
pretty much.
But
Roblox is in its big boom at the moment, and it's making a fuck ton of money. So
whatever.
Good for them. But does that wrap up with the news, Dilbo?
It does. Mitchie.
Sorry, Dilbo.
I was going to say Mitcho, but I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to change that inflection. Anyway,
yeah, Mitchie.
God damn it.
It did it again.
We did it again.
Oops.
We'll just let it play, I guess.
Wait, is it playing right now?
I would assume so.
Oh, okay. Well, are you sure?
Well, I mean,
I don't know. This is just awkward.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you're listening on the podcast, stick around. We have a hot review of Guns Akimbo Bang Bang coming up for you very soon. Yes. If you're watching on YouTube right now, click on over to that review. It's separate from the clip. Yeah. Deal with them apples.
Yeah, you don't have to question why.
Hashtag professional.
You know why we separated, of course. Anybody who's been on YouTube before knows why there's like...
the view count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you please subscribe?
All right. Anyway, we did
Let's do it.
Subscriber.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning into that video by Two's Company Freezer Podcast. Don't be sad though, there's plenty more where that came from. Another cheeky video right there. Maybe even hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Or, if you don't like our faces, check us out on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube.